So we've just come out of this discussion between the difference between selling price and market value. Remember, there's some key items that can affect selling price, but the items that affect market value are supply and demand. So let's see how you might see an example like this pop up on your exam. Two neighbors, Ms. Finch and Mr. Falcon, each sold their homes last week. Ms. Finch sold her home for $150,000 and Mr. Falcon's house only sold for $132,000. Both houses are identical in all respects that are important to buyers. Which of the following could account for the difference in selling price? So, two identical homes, as close as humanly possible. All homes are unique, but these are as close as humanly possible. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that one has a better view than the other or a better floor plan or something like that. It says very clearly here, all respects that are important to buyers. So they are as close as humanly possible in all characteristics. Then why? Why would Ms. Finch, have got more than Mr. Falcon? What could lead to Ms. Finch getting more, or what could lead to Mr. Falcon getting less? So let's think about again those key items that can affect selling price. Let's look at the answer choices. Ms. Finch had already purchased another home and needed to sell this home immediately. Well, this one is hanging on that concept of time on the market. If someone had a rushed sale. Well, if someone was in a rush to sell their home, you would expect they would get less than the true market value. But Ms. Finch got more, so that can't be the right answer. The second response says Mr. Falcon had already purchased another home and needed to sell this home immediately. Same concept, time on the market. If Mr. Falcon needed to sell his home immediately, might he have accepted less than its true market value? Absolutely. Maybe he has financial issues. Maybe him and his family or he alone are moving and he needs to get rid of this property. To move quickly, he might accept less. That's an absolute true answer. Let's look at the others so that we can learn what you might see. The third response says Mr. Falcon supplied a vendor take-back mortgage of 13% when current market rates were 16%. If someone was offering you almost 20% less interest, would that not make you want to pay more for their home to secure that low interest loan? Remember, that's the way vendor take back works. If they're offering you a rate that's lower than the market, that's going to motivate you, me, anybody to pay a little bit more for their home. But Mr. Falcon got less than Ms. Finch. So that can't be true. The reverse would be the true if he got more. And the final answer says all of the above factors. Well, we've just eliminated the first one and the third one, so it can't be the fourth answer, has to again be the second one. So again, let's take these concepts. Remember the selling price, market value, this disconnect. Yep. How can we see this in a different example? All other things being equal, a selling price less than the market value of a property is most likely to be obtained when a sale occurs blank. When would somebody sell their home for less than the true market value? Real estate prices are increasing very quickly. Well, what happens if real estate prices are increasing very quickly? You and I are negotiating the purchase and sale of my home. And around us, the market is changing. True supply and demand is in play. And the market is changing, but we're in a negotiation. So we can't be working on real time. What that means is the market is changing around us, but we have an active negotiation going on, which means I might ultimately sell my home for less than what the market is, if the market is increasing quickly. That's absolutely true. Let's look at the other responses. B says the seller is not in a hurry to sell. If I was not in a hurry to sell, why would I accept less? If I was not in a hurry to sell, I can wait out the market. I can wait out any buyer. So I wouldn't accept less than the true market value. The third response says the buyer is in a hurry to buy. If you as a buyer needed a home quickly because you just moved to a new city and you've been renting or you've been staying in a hotel and the costs are accumulating and now it's actually time to pull the trigger and get a property, you might actually be willing to pay more than market value so that you can get out of that Airbnb or get out of that hotel, whatever the case may be. The fourth response, the property has been exposed to the market for more than 2 months. Now, this is a trick because they want you to believe that 2 months is a long time. But it's all relative. There's no way for us to know from this question if 2 months is a long time or a short time or anything in between. So don't fall for a trap like that. In this one, A is the best answer. If the market is changing around us quickly while we're in a negotiation, hey, the market might have changed and I might have accepted a lower price. So a couple more examples, styles, remember not exactly, but styles that you might see on your actual exam.